Now we are going to learn a new story, The Fun They Had. Okay, this story, it is set in the future when books and schools, as we now know, then will perhaps not exist. Okay, so you have a small pictorial representation given here how the schools of the future will be. Okay, so how can you see the picture and can you read it out yourself? What is first given? Learning through computers. We have started that now itself, isn't it? During lockdown, how are the classes being taught? How do you learn the lessons? Through computers and mobile phones. Yes. Then next is virtual classroom. There will be no real classrooms. Classrooms will be created virtually. Then next is robotic teacher. There will be no human teachers. Robots will take the place of teachers. Then next is moving e-text. You will not be having textbooks like the ones that you have printed on papers. The textbooks will be e-text and that will be moving. Okay, you have to read it very quickly to get the content. So that is how the schools of future will be. Okay, this story, it is set in 22nd century, that is 2157 to be exactly. Okay, so here when we start the lesson, see what is written. Margie even wrote about it that night in her diary. On the page headed 17 May 2157, she wrote, "Today Tommy found a real book." Okay, so that was when they are seeing a real book. So what did she write in the diary? Today Tommy found a real book. So now we have come across two characters. Who are the two characters? Margie and Tommy. Who wrote in her diary? Margie. What did she write in her diary? Today Tommy had found a real book. So when is the story set? The story is exactly set on the day 17 May 2157. So she wrote in her diary, Tommy had found a real book. So the description about that book is said in the next line. It was a very old book. Margie's grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all stories were printed on paper. Okay, so Margie also remembers that her grandfather had once told her that when grandfather was a small boy, his grandfather had told him that there was a time when books were printed or stories were printed on paper. So okay, as the story is set in 2157, they don't know that textbooks existed. They don't know that stories were printed on papers. So for them, all the textbooks or all the stories printed on paper, that is like something new. They haven't seen that. Okay.